Welcome to the 25.10 release summary. My name is Anthony Shorten, and I'm going to take you through what's available in this release for cloud services. This release is a summary of the 25.10 release. I will cover the majority of the changes contained in this release, but not all. As with all releases, refer to the release notes and the online help available within Oracle Help Center for additional details. This release is exclusive to the Oracle Utilities Cloud Services. Some of the features will be available to on-premise customers, which includes on-premises, infrastructure as a service, and platform as a service implementations in the next scheduled on-premises release. The first set of changes to be discussed is related to the changes to the user experience. As you know, Oracle is transitioning our product lines to use the Redwood user experience. This release continues that plan. In 25.4, we implemented bookmarks and favorite links as menu entities. In this release, the unified search has been extended to include both your bookmarks and favorites as search results. When they are included in the results, they are indicated as such. Compact View was introduced in 25.4 at a global level. This permitted implementations to control how much space was shown to help optimize their screen real estate. In this release, this preference is now configurable as an individual user preference on their profile. As a visual development aid, the portal maintenance has been extended to now provide a visualization of the layout of zones in your portal. If the portal contains zones that are non-conditional, then the full zone layout is previewed for you. Within each release, we endeavor to reduce the costs and risks of building and maintaining extensions to the products and services. This release continues that tradition. In each release, we convert older style maintenance objects into new maintenance experiences using configuration tools. This reinforces consistency as well as introduces new capabilities to reduce costs and risks. It also means we can better extend these capabilities in the future. In this release, we have converted the to-do type, service program, algorithm type, and foreign key reference maintenance functions. Additionally, we have extended already converted functions over to provide new and improved functionality. In this release, we have introduced the following. Characteristics can now be defined as tags. An example of a future use case for this is a planned AI call tagging and call summarization functionality, which will add these tags automatically. We have improved the maintenance of help text for integrations via inbound web services. This improves the way you can add supplementary documentation to your APIs for multiple entries. We have improved the maintenance of lookups that have lots of ad hoc values. We have improved the maintenance of characteristics that have a large number of predefined values so that it's more efficient to maintain large numbers of values. We have also improved the definition of the next states for a business object state transition when maintaining a business object lifecycle. And finally, we have added standard options tab to the portal maintenance to allow you to maintain options in a similar way to other objects. As with each release, we strive to improve the quality and reliability of batch processing in our architecture. This release includes some new capabilities that you can take advantage of. In past releases, we introduced new technical analysis tools like the batch run portal and the batch day dashboard to look at individual batch executions or across a business day. We're happy to announce that we are now porting the batch analytics into services directly to allow for strategic analysis across desired date ranges. In this release, the initial release, we have provided key analytics relating to jobs, threads, and workload. As with the analytics in past releases, we use snapshots to provide value-added metrics collection. We ported basic analytics, but also provide a set of advanced analytics, including batch reliability is now shown for each job to consistently assess the health of your processing over time. We perform differential analysis of elapsed time and volume to help you identify fluctuations. We identify any zero volume thread processing to help you identify the extent of any data skew. We emphasize when autonomous retries happen so you can identify areas of concern around processing. We have introduced basic IQR style analysis to help you identify early and late threading regardless of the number of threads you've executed. And we have introduced additional metrics and links to runtime data for advanced analysis. For more information about this capability, refer to the Release Readiness video section highlighting this capability. To reduce possible issues when submitting a job online, you will now be shown the detailed description of the job you want to execute as part of the submission process. This helps clarify the role of the job and what is possible when initiating it. Additionally, several enhancements have been introduced to reduce costs and risk. When submitting a rerun, the key batch business date parameter is protected from change to ensure the value is used from the original run. When looking for batch controls, the template used for plugging batch can be used as a filter. And finally, you can now initiate a rerun directly from the batch run portal. In this release, several miscellaneous changes have been introduced. One of the major changes in this release is the introduction of support for deferred processing. The Oracle Utilities Application Framework has introduced a new set of infrastructure and an algorithm that can be used to implement deferred processing. In some cases, work to transition an object with large amounts of data can cause a timeout when performing the state transition online. Using this capability, you can configure the specific state transitions to move to the processing from foreground to background to perform the process more efficiently near real time. This capability uses a combination of queues and a set of infrastructure to perform the processing in the background, freeing up online time during large transactions. This capability requires the introduction and configuration of the provided enter algorithm. Advanced use of this capability is available using the provided Groovy API. Additional objects can be configured to allow the background real-time engine to process the data in the same way as online would to encourage reuse and require no rework. CMA is the premier migration tool within your service. In each release, we further optimize the configuration of the tool and runtime engine to reduce both costs and risks when migrating configuration and test data. In this release, the domain name is now protected in a target environment when migrating installation records. The apply step has been optimized around retries. The number of retries is now configurable across the dataset with tracking provided on the log entries. This will help with identifying inconsistent or incomplete export information. CMA frequently migrates shared information across migration plans. This has been optimized to improve overall efficiency. The Generalized Data Export, or GDE, is used to extract data from your service for analytics in a standardized format. This information can then be loaded into the target database of your choice for reporting or analytics purposes. In this release, we have standardized the treatment of empty fields. In past releases, the fields were padded to be consistent with the data type and length. In this release, based on customer feedback, we have standardized the representation of empty fields to reduce their footprint. This will reduce both costs and risks when loading this data into your desired target technology. Security is one of the most important aspects of any implementation of our services. We use a combination of capabilities built into the cloud platform and the Oracle Utilities Application Framework to provide industry standard security. In this release, in line with Oracle Security Policy, we're enabling the content security policies dictated by Oracle Security. This is already enforced for on-premise customers and is now mandatory in cloud services. This prevents external calls from your service to prevent data leakage when using third-party integrations. If your cloud implementation needs third-party external technology or tools, you can request those tools be added to your allow list to continue with the integration. This can be requested via our cloud DevOps teams. To ensure compliance with the standards, the characters used for file names and the available file extensions are now controlled via an allow list to maximize compatibility across platforms. This allow list is in compliance with Oracle's own OSSA standards. And finally, in some services, large SQL statements exceed the limit permitted by Groovy, and concatenation techniques for the statement were supported. To ensure compliance is upheld, a new technique is now being introduced to provide the same functionality but ensure compliance is maintained. The access log is an industry standard log that logs details about information about the online sessions. It is an important tool for determining usage patterns as well as being useful for diagnosis. In this release, customers can view and download the access log for their services to provide service diagnosis capabilities. As the log is an industry standard, you are free to use any tool that can interpret the log after it is downloaded. In past releases, when you processed a large attachment, you could opt in to store that attachment within object storage rather than in the database. This allows you to control the storage costs of storing large attachments. This was implemented from the service to object storage in a transparent way. This is what's called a top-down approach. In this release, if you already have something on object storage and you want to link it to the service, you can now directly link it as an attachment. This is a bottom-up approach. These two approaches have flexibility to allow you to either use the service or the object storage, or a combination of both, to upload and manage your attachments and then link them to the service. The What's New portal is a tool to allow customers and partners to view changes in their services. It is exclusive to Oracle Utilities Cloud services. In this release, we have enhanced the usability of the What's New portal to improve efficiency of the capability. In this release, the portal automatically defaults to the release of the service you are using. This avoids remembering the version you're looking for, but you can also override this in the filters. We have added new filters to help you target specific information you're interested in, including category of change, product name for complex services, and the bug reference number if you know the specific bug you are looking for. Finally, as with all releases, we update the supplementary documentation for the latest release and add information to the documents. These documents are available from Oracle support at the documentation identifier shown. While the information is always updated for the latest releases, we also are consolidating our supplementary documentation into these documents. In this release, for example, the software configuration management configuration guides, which cover version control, release management, environment management, patching, upgrades, and other extension management advice, is now included in the technical best practices. Thank you for attending this session.